So we are finding ourselves seated in a simple cross-legged pose. We've got our stuff around us ready for if you, you got your blocks, your strap. If you're sitting on pillows, if you got tight hip flexors or tight low back, always feel free to use whatever props you need to. All right. Actually, today, let's go ahead and start with a little bit of a foot massage. That feels good. All right, so let's go ahead and start at our toes. Start at those toes and the ball of the foot and moving to the arch of the foot. You can massage wherever it feels best for you. Sometimes there are those points on your feet where it's like, whoa, what's going on there? Oh, you don't realize it until you're like touching it and then you're like, oh my gosh, wow. There's just either tension or soreness or other stuff going on in the body, other parts of the body. But remember, all of our nerve endings out in our feet. Good. And just working on that foot, maybe working towards the ankle. This is your little bit of self-care. If you're doing your self-care checklist today, you can be like, I did my self-care. Yes, of course you did the yoga and you did a foot massage with the yoga. So there's extra self-care today. That's good. All right, maybe working up towards the shin and calf. And this is also, not only does it feel good, but this is also helping us build some interoception. It's helping us touch our own bodies and recognize what's going on with ourselves. So good, very, very good. And then go ahead and let's switch sides. That also might have moved your opposite leg to the front. So your awkward leg or the other leg that you don't normally have in front when you're sitting like this. So that's good as well. Oh, this side feels, wow. Working on those toes, maybe the ball of the foot, maybe the arch of the foot. Back towards that heel or that ankle, maybe that Achilles, back at that heel. Maybe you've got some plantar fasciitis stuff going on. So don't press too hard if that's what's going on. If you've got some injuries going on, don't go too hard, but just be aware, be kind to yourself. Good, working on that foot, maybe working towards that ankle now. And possibly up that shin and calf. Good. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and release that. Ooh, and sit that up nice and tall. Rock it a little bit from side to side because we're going to start to move into some torso circles. So we're going to do the weeble wobble. So like wobbling a little bit from side to side or from front to back, just a little bit. And then let's go ahead and begin to turn this into a nice torso circle. And if you need to support yourself in this torso circle by having your hands free and then pressing them on the ground, feel free to do that too. If you're finding that you're getting dizzy or you don't have enough support, always feel free to use the arms, the hands if you need to do that. So we're doing those nice torso circles. That feels really good. Doing those nice torso circles towards one side, making circles. And now let's circle the other way. So try and make those circles just as big towards the other way. And you might recognize that you might feel some tightness over one side than the other. I do actually in the glute on this side than I did on the other side. So just interesting, recognizing, not trying to fix, just self-awareness. Super, super important. I love yoga too, because that helps us build self-awareness, helps us get to know our minds, our bodies. Good. Let's bring ourselves back to center, back to a Neutral torso, neutral spine, and let's roll our shoulders back. So just finding those shoulders, maybe kind of releasing tension. We're warming up those muscles. That's one of our biggest things here, warming that up. But as we're doing that warming up, we're trying to release if there's any tension going on there. And then roll that forward. So you might hold your tension in your shoulders, in your neck, in the base of your skull, or you might hold your tension in your low back, or in your hips or hip flexors, or in your feet or ankles. I've read a lot about that too. People holding a lot of tension in their ankles and their feet. So if you are someone that has constant foot issues, it might be like, it could be a stress response. Good. Roll, shrug the shoulders up, and then release that down. And then shrug that up, and then release that down. And then shrug that up, and then release that down. Good. Let's begin to drop our chin to chest. Relax those shoulders away from those ears. And then lift that head up center and take our eyes to the sky. We're going to drop our chin to chest. And then our eyes to sky. And chin to chest. And eyes to sky. And chin to chest. And eyes to sky. Good, bring that head back to neutral, back to center. Let's look over to the right. And if you're finding that maybe you're sitting on a supportive cushion, if you're finding that it's not enough support, remember you are in your own home, so feel free to go grab more pillows. Grab it, you're not stuck where you're at. If you ever need anything extra, feel free to go and grab that. I'm almost tempted because I'm feeling like I'm leaning back. So that means that my hip flexors are really tight. Let's look over to the other side now. So I'm like, oh, maybe I need another one. Or I just need to scoot it back a little bit. There we go. So again, use whatever props you need to, as many as you need to make your practice work for you today. Every day is different. Bring this back to center. Let's drop our right ear towards our right shoulder. Maybe you want to release your left arm off to the side. Oh yeah. Bring that head back to center. Let's drop our left ear towards our left shoulder. And same thing, maybe you want to release that right arm off to the side. Oh. And just letting that arm dangle or go up to the side can release any little tension area. Good, let's bring this back to center and let's do some half neck circles. So let's drop our chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin back to chest, and then left ear to left shoulder. And just taking this from side to side. Very nice. Good. And let's drop our chin back to chest. Let's lift our head up to center. Roll our shoulders back. Roll those shoulders forward. Let's add in some sun breath here. So let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale this out. Well, that feels good. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale this out. And inhale and sweep this up. This time as we exhale, we're going to clasp our hands behind us. Or if you're tight, then you can feel free to use your strap. You can wrap that strap around those hands and use that strap if you're too tight to clasp your hands or your wrists. And that is okay. Again, using props as much as you need to for our practice. It's your practice, listening to your body. Every day is different. Maybe you did something weird yesterday or the day before that you're like, I don't have that mobility today. That is okay. You will have it again, just not today. Good. So we've got our arms behind us. Let's look over to one side. And then look over to the other side. Good. Bring that back to center. And then let's go. If you're holding onto a strap, you can release that. We're going to take our hands over to our right waist and let's squeeze our elbow back. Oh, squeeze that right elbow, thinking about our right elbow going back towards our spine so that we open up this whole shoulder capsule right here. yeah, and that chest. And then let's go ahead and switch that, same thing. That left elbow is gonna go back towards your spine. And opening up that shoulder, opening up the chest muscle right here, the pectoralis. Good, let's shake that out. Bring our hands in front of us, clasp them and press them. So now we're doing opposite. So we just opened everything and now we're gonna kind of close it, but sitting ourselves up tall. Let's do a deep breath here. And exhale it out. Good, deep breath here. And exhale it out. Taking our arms above us. And now we get to do our side breath. So 3 side breaths, lengthening up through our torso, through our arms. Let's take a big deep inhale here. And exhale, big sigh out. 2 more times, big deep inhale. And exhale, sigh it out. 1 more time, big deep inhale. And exhale, sigh it out. And I'm feeling the blood flow in my arms. Good, keeping that up. Let's release those hands, bring that down. Take our right hand, drop our right hand down to the floor, and let's reach that left arm over. Oh, that feels good too. And breathe it here. Nice side bend, inhaling and exhaling. Good, let's inhale, sweep this up and drop this down, reaching this over. That's good. And breathe. I feel like we've had like just a lot more rain this year. I know we had a ton last year. It was like a ton of weather, a ton of snow. But we're having like a lot more like, I don't know, seems like it's almost raining every week this year, which is unusual for us. Good, inhale and sweep this up and exhale it out. Good, let's inhale and sweep this up again. On our exhale, let's go ahead and drop our left hand to our right thigh. Let's take our right hand, actually let's take our right thumb, follow our spine down towards the floor and do a spinal twist. Woo, to the right. Good spinal twist here. And it could be small because this is our first one. So if your spine is still being like, what are you doing? I'm not that awake yet. That's okay, because we're going to do it. We'll do it twice. We'll do it 2 times each side. Let's inhale it here and exhale it out. And big deep inhale. And exhale. I love those big deep breaths because you can feel your back rib cage just expand. Let's inhale and lift this up and take it to the other side. So let's take our right hand to our left thigh. Let's take that left thumb, follow our spine down and twisting on this side. And again, doesn't have to be a big one. Can be a little twist because it's our first one on this side. But try and breathe as deeply as you can here. Try and big deep breath. Inhale it here. And exhale it out. And inhale it here. And exhale it out. Good. Ooh, I almost want to stay here. Let's bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, go ahead and twist. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale and sweep this up. And twist to the right. Inhale and sweep this up. And twist to the left. We're going to hold our next one. Inhale and sweep this up. And let's hold this twist to the right again. Big twist, bigger than before. And hold and breathe. Inhaling it. If you can sit that spine up as tall as possible, go for that. And try and breathe as deeply and as big as possible to get that front rib cage open and that back rib cage open. And you can also, like, I almost feel like beep, 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 beep up my spine as I, oh yeah, feel that right there. Oh, good. Bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep. And exhale, big stretch on this other side. Inhaling it deeply and exhaling it. 1 more time, big deep inhale. And exhale that out. Yeah, bring this back to center. If you're sitting on something, let's go ahead and move that off to the side because we're going to get our lower body now. So let's lean ourselves back onto our hands, and let's take our feet as wide as our hips, or you can go wider, or you can go narrower. Just, you want them pretty wide. You want to take this from side to side, so you can do windshield wipers here. So you want those feet as wide as is comfortable for these windshield wipers. They can be over exaggerated too. If you need to take this super wide, if you're finding that that's feeling better, then feel free to do that too. You can also have your feet planted, or you can be picking your feet up. So again, whatever is working for you today, whatever is working for your body. Very nice. Let's go ahead and keep our right leg in front, this right zigzag. And let's sit ourselves up tall in the center. So we've got a nice tall torso, and let's turn ourselves to the left first. So let's get a nice tall left twist. So that wonderful posture. And then let's go ahead and do a big twist. Woo! To the right. So this wonderfully big twist to the right. Maybe looking over that right shoulder as much as you can. Maybe you can even look further. Sometimes I am able to look and I can see my other foot at the corner of my eye. Today's not one of those days, and that's okay. But we've got that nice big twist here. Just enjoy this and breathing into this. And then let's go ahead and bring this back to center, and let's twist quick for 4. So let's take this for 4, and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last one, and back to center. And then let's go ahead and take our torso and square it right over our front thigh, lean ourselves forward. So we're either on our hands, on our elbows, or all the way forward, just depending, again, where your flexibility is at for this tiny half pigeon or baby pigeon, because we've got both of our legs bent here. So we've just got this nice little pigeon here. Breathe into this forward, it's a forward fold, yeah, into this seated posture, forward fold, and breathe. Really in that glute, in that hip, wonderfully opening that up. Let's go ahead and press ourselves back up and lean ourselves back again, and then let's take ourselves into our windshield wipers again. So wiping this, taking that from side to side. And you can play around with the width here. If you want to go narrower, play around with that, or take that wider. We do it plenty of times, so don't feel scared about like, oh, I'm doing it too much on one side. We do it plenty of times, so that it's okay. All right, let's go ahead and keep that left leg in front. Sit ourselves up tall, lengthen up through that torso. Good, and let's twist to the right now. So a tall twist to the right. Super good posture to the right, tall twist. And then now we get our big twist to the left. Yay! Big twist to the left. Oh, goodness gracious. Looking over that shoulder, and on this side, I can see my foot, my right foot out of the corner of my eye, left eye. But again, if you can't, it's okay. Breathing it deeply, inhaling and exhaling. And let's bring ourselves back to center, and let's go quick for 4. Take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last one. And back to center. And now let's do that tiny baby pigeon. So let's square our hips right over our torso, right over that front thigh. And either on the elbows or on the hands, on the elbows, or all the way down. Just got that nice forward fold, the baby pigeon. And you might be finding that one side is definitely more flexible than the other. And that's okay, very normal. That's why we do yoga. That's why we do this, is to make sure that we're working on both sides of the body so that we can bring balance to the entire body through strengthening both sides of the body at the same level. Strengthening, stretching, releasing, using those joints, using those ligaments, using our muscles, our tendons. Good, let's go ahead and press ourselves back up. Let's lean ourselves back again just because this feels good, and just do a few more windshield wipers here. Oh, because that does feel good. Just taking that from side to side. So good. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and lengthen through our legs here and have a block close to you within arm's distance, because we're going to use that when we go down onto our backs for some bridge work. We've got our legs nice and long here. Let's go ahead and go into boat. So let's do a little bit of core first. So let's lengthen through our arms. We've got our knees bent, heels pressed into the floor, and we'll hold this boat pose here, 3 breaths. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Now it's easy to transition right from this boat because we're leaning back. It's easy to take our arms back behind us, fingers facing towards our feet, and we're going to go right into a reverse tabletop. So let's go ahead and take our feet flat onto the floor and let's lift our pelvis up towards the ceiling. Oh, I love this one. I love this one because it's strong. It makes my core feel strong. But I also love this one because it's such a good stretch for those biceps. Oh, and it's a good strengthening one for the upper body as well. But we've got our neck nice and neutral. We're breathing and strong here. Very good. Good, let's go ahead and drop this down. Lean ourselves back again, back into a boat. Let's go single leg for a breath, just one breath. Inhale it deeply here and exhale it out. Good, release that leg. Let's lift our left leg. So lifting that other leg, one breath here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, release that down. Now take our arms behind us again. We're either going to go into that reverse table once again or reverse plank. So whatever is working for you, whatever feels best for you. I'm going to go ahead and go into plank. So I'm going to take my legs out long, and I'm going to lift my pelvis up. So listening to your body, where your body is going to let you go today. Either way, this is a intense core exercise, an intense core strengthening move. Let's go ahead and breathe it. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. And big deep inhale. And exhale it out. Good, go ahead and drop that down. Lean ourselves back, single leg boat again. Go ahead and lift that right leg, one breath. Inhale. And exhale it out. Release. Left leg lift. Inhale. And exhale it out. And release. All right, we're going to do that reverse plank or that reverse tabletop one more time. So you go to where you can go. Fingers are facing towards the toes. I think I'm going to go back into plank again. And let's lift that pelvis up. So strong body, strong lower body, strong upper body. We're holding that. Our neck is nice and neutral. Let's go ahead and breathe that again, inhaling and exhaling. One more deep breath. And go ahead and drop that pelvis down. Simple cross leg pose. Sit ourselves up tall and hinge this forward to release that. Get a nice opposing stretch here. Very good. Wonderful. Let's take ourselves into our staff pose. So let's lengthen here. So nice long legs, nice strong legs, flex through our feet. Glutes are pressed straight down into the floor. And let's reach up through our arms. One of the most intensive poses, because you have no support here except for your body. Your core is what is holding you up here. Flexing through those feet, reaching through our fingers. Let's breathe it here 3 times, inhaling it deeply and exhaling it out. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. One more time. Big deep breath. And exhale it out. Good. Release those arms down. Let's bring our right leg in. Give our right leg a nice big hug. And then let's take our right over left. Let's wrap our left arm around our right leg. Oh, maybe you feel it just like I started feeling it right there in that glute and that IT band. Keep our left foot active. So left foot is flexed. Oh, we're twisted. Right, this one almost is taking my breath away today. That's good. It's a good thing. Really need that stretch today. That feels very, very good. Very nice. And let's go ahead and twist it to the inside. So twisting it the other way. Oh, that feels good on that low back. Breathing it deeply here. Good. Bring this back to center. Give that one more big hug. And then let's lengthen back into a staff. So back into that strong staff pose. We got 3 breaths here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. One more time. Big, deep inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Bring that down and bring that leg in. These staff poses, things like this, these are like taking your multivitamins. It's like the things that you should be doing all the time, because if you keep doing it over time, your core is strong without you even realizing that, oh my gosh, yeah, because I do this all the time. Good. Let's go ahead and take that arm over or leg over, wrap our right arm around that. And oh, that's what I like to think of the staff when we do it in this practice and in the chair practice. Staff pose I always look at as multivitamins. It's something that is always very important to do, and we do it so often, so much that it's building the core that you're like, oh yeah, I didn't even realize I was building the core because I was doing this so often. So it's a very good thing to do. Even though at times I'm like, oh, staff pose again. But then it's like, yeah, because if I need to hold it longer, I can, and you can too. Let's go ahead and turn it towards the other way. We'll have to do that one of these practices. We'll have to hold it for like 8, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can hold that for longer than that. Yep, because you've been doing it for a long time. Good. And bring this back to center. Very nice. Give that a nice big hug. Release that. Let's take our block, take that between our knees, and let's go down for a little bit of bridge work, a little bit more back strengthening and stretching and warming up. And so we've got that block between our knees. Love using the block because automatically we have to engage those thighs without having to think about it, just by holding that block. All right, we've got our feet lined up with our knees lined up with our hips, hands, elbows, triceps. Let's lift our pelvis up towards the sky. So lifting ourselves up, let's take our shoulders underneath us. Maybe if you're comfortable with it, maybe you're walking your feet a little bit further back towards your glutes so that you are in this super, super stable bridge. So we've got ourselves lifted right here. Let's hold here for 4 breaths, for a 4-breath cycle. Let's inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And again, inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And you can think of bridge work the same as the multivitamin stuff. It's something that's like, oh, do we have to do it again? But it's like we do it so much that you don't realize how much you are getting stronger until you are in a bridge and you're like, oh, yeah, I could be here for a long time. Or, oh, yeah, I've got other back issues going on, but because I'm doing my bridge work, it's helping me a lot stay stronger, hold my abdominals in, hold my back, making sure that back pain isn't too bad. I know I've been going on for more than 2 more breaths, but let's do 2 more breaths. Let's inhale it deeply here and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. Very slowly, we're going to slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, imprint that spine into the floor, and then our pelvis is going to come down last. Good. We've still got that block between our knees. Pelvis is on the floor. Let's lift our legs into the air. Good. Oh, That feels good right there. Get that low back kind of pressed into that. And then let's take those feet back down to the floor. Let's find our bridge again. And actually, let's go ahead and release our block so that we can go into a little bit of single leg bridge. So you might want to walk your feet a little bit closer together than they were with that block. We've still got our knees aligned with our hips, and then those knees are aligned with our ankles. Let's lift that pelvis up. Good. Maybe walk those feet a little bit closer to your glutes. We're going to center our weight here, press our left foot into the floor, and let's go ahead, lift our right leg up. Get a nice deep breath here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale here and exhale it out. Good, let's take that right leg, press it back into the floor. So find that stability again and find that centeredness. So finding our glutes centered, hips centered. Now we get to press into our right foot or center our weight into our right foot. And then let's lift our left leg. So now single leg on this other side. And let's go 2 deep breaths here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. Go and release that foot back to the floor. Very nice. Find that bridge again. And we've got our full bridge. Let's do 2 breaths. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. One more time. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. Slowly lower our pelvis down towards the floor. And pelvis is down at the floor. Very nice. Drop our knees over to one side. Take ourselves onto our side. Press ourselves up. And we're going to bring ourselves into our quadruped position. So that means we're on our hands, on our knees. You can place your blocks where you want them for when we get to our sun salutation. So you want to put them at the front edge of your mat. And then we've got ourselves on all fours. We're going to do our cat and cow and do a little bit of shoulder stretching. And then move into our sun salutation. So shoulders are over our wrists. We've got our hips over our knees. Let's drop our bellies to the floor, take our eyes to the sky, and let's hold this one here. Just allow yourself to be in that cow for a moment. Oh, that feels good. It might even feel good to rock those hips from side to side. Oh, just let that belly drop. That feels very good for that low back. And then let's bring it back to neutral, back to center, and then round our spine. Take our chin towards our chest, and this time maybe rock from front to back. Oh. And that feels good, not only on the shoulders and the back, but it feels good on the wrists too. Oh, that's a good wrist stretch right there. Very nice. Let's bring this back to neutral, and we'll do a few cycles of some cat and cow. So let's drop that belly, inhale, eyes to sky, and round our spine, chin to chest, exhale. Drop that belly, cow. Round that up, cat. Drop that belly, inhale. And exhale, round that spine. Drop that belly, inhale. And exhale, round that spine. Drop that belly, inhale. And exhale, round that spine. Good, bring that back nice and flat. Let's do our first balance of the day. Of this practice. Let's lengthen up through our right leg, lengthen through our left arm. So we've got our nice bird dog here. Holding this bird dog balance. Elbow to knee, let's go 6 times. Bring this in for 6 and reach. Here's 5 and reach. Here's 4 and reach. Here's 3 and reach. It's 2 and reach. And last one, let's reach and hold. Good, let's release that arm and release that leg. Let's take it to the other side. So now lifting our left leg and our right arm. So we've got this nice bird dog balance right here, finding that super strong pose. And take our elbow to knee 6 times here. Bring this in for 6 and reach. Here's 5 and reach. Here's 4 and reach. It's 3 and reach. It's 2 and reach. And we've got 1 more and reach and hold. Very good. Let's go ahead and release that arm, release that leg. Take ourselves into a nice child's pose. In this child's pose, go ahead and take our toes together and take our knees apart. So let's get a wide child's pose. Get our hips, right there. So a wider child's pose. And I'm feeling it in actually more in my ankles, which is kind of interesting today. So more in my feet today than in my hips. Interesting. Good, let's look forward at our fingers and bring ourselves back up onto all fours. You can bring those knees back closer together. You can take those toes away from each other and then back into a regular child's pose. So back into that regular child's pose. Good, and breathe. Let's look forward at our hands. Walk both of our hands over to the right. Let's take that left hand, place it on top of that right hand. And let's get that right glute or that left glute towards that left heel. Goodness gracious. My torso, my waist, back waist is tight on this side. Good to recognize that, feel that. Very nice. And let's walk those hands over to the other side. So walking that over to the left, let's go ahead and take that right hand, place it on top of that left hand. And right glute going to that right heel, possibly, or just thinking about it, it's not working on this side like it normally does. So maybe you're just imagining it, and that's okay because you're still getting that stretch. Let's bring this back to center. Very nice. Now we're going to take ourselves into our first downward facing dog. So let's bring ourselves back up onto all fours, curl our toes under. Let's keep our knees bent as we lift our tails to the ceiling. So let's lift that tail high. We've got our tails higher in the air, knees bent, so that we're stretching through our spine first, stretching through our spine and our shoulders, especially we've got this like hyper extension of those shoulders, of those armpits. That's really good. And then we can begin to pedal. Pedaling those heels down towards the floor. Pedaling those feet, pedaling that, stretching through the backs of the legs. And then if you want to find some stillness, some wonderful stillness in this downward facing dog, if you're finding that your legs are super tight today, you can heel toe or you can walk your feet out wide as your mat or even wider than your mat. And that you might feel some comfort in that. You might be able to put your heels down a little bit closer. My calves are super tight too. So I was finding that I have my wide downward facing dog. My heels can get a little bit more of a stretch here. So my calves get a little bit more of a stretch here. Good, let's lift up on our toes. Heels are high and let's drop both of our heels over towards one side. And then lift this back up center and drop both those heels over towards the other side. And then lift that back up center. And let's walk our feet to meet our hands at our standing forward fold at the front edge of our mat. So the front short edge of our mat. You don't have to have your hands on your blocks yet because we're going to ragdoll here first. So that means we're going to allow our arms to dangle towards the floor, that we're folded in half, folded over. Our feet, toes pressed into the floor, gripping into the floor. Good. Let's take that opposite elbow with the opposite hand, making a frame for that head. And the upper body gets heavier as you are forward folding here. So good. That breathing feels very good too, because that back rib cage is just exposed. Nice expansion. Good, release our arms and you can let those dangle right there. And then let's go and grab those blocks if you're using blocks. And we'll go into a nice flat back tabletop. So let's flatten that back, look it forward, nice tabletop right here. And then release that into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen into tabletop. Exhale and release. Inhale into that tabletop. Exhale and release. Our head has been low and we're going to take it up into a full mountain or a full breathing pose up to a full extension. So take it nice and slow. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Reach up through our arms. Take that nice and slow. Good. And then let's exhale, dive it down and over. So do that nice big dive. Oh, good. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. And now we add on. Let's exhale it around into a chair. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Right foot stays forward. Left foot goes back into lunge. Left hand on block, on floor, on chair. Let spinal twist open to the right. Very good. Woo. And let's go ahead and bring this to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Strong top of plank here. Let's shift that weight forward. Drop to fronts of the knees. Uncurl our toes. Take the heart down. Chaturanga. Bring our heart up. Baby cobra. Curl our toes under. Lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. Remember, our downward dog is our restorative pose. It's kind of our home base. It's where we get to take a few breaths, regenerate everything, recoup. Good, let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. Let's inhale, lengthen through that spine. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Good. Let's keep our left foot forward. Right foot goes back. Right hand on block, on floor, or on chair. Let's spinal twist open. Ooh, to the left. Good. Bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot to the top of plank. Shift our weight forward. Drop to fronts of the knees. Uncurl our toes. Take our heart down. Chaturanga. Lift our heart up. Baby cobra. Curl our toes under. Lift and press. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Good. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold. Let's do that a couple more times on each side. Or one more time on each side for our sun salutations. Let's go ahead and inhale, flatten our back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Good. Let's keep our left foot forward. No, right foot forward, left foot goes back. Left hand on the floor or on the block. Yes. Right arm up. So we've got that spinal twist to the right. Very good. Breathe. And then bring that back down. Take that foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Take our heart down, lift our heart up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog. Let's walk those feet to meet the hands. Standing forward fold. Very nice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale around a chair. Inhale, lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Good. Now we keep our Left foot forward, right foot goes back, right hand on the floor or the block, left arm open. Ah, good, and breathe. And bring ourselves back to center. Take that foot back to the other foot, top of plank. Good, let's shift our weight forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Take our hearts down, chaturanga, heart up, baby cobra. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog. And enjoy this down dog. Very good. Good, let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold. Very nice. So we've got this nice standing forward fold. Let's inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Bring our hands to heart. Let's take our right foot back, keep our right heel lifted, and bring ourselves up into a crescent. So standing crescent. We usually have a support. Now we have a supported crescent in our chair practice on Tuesdays. But we're doing our full standing crescent. I love it. Now let's open this up into proud warrior, warrior two. Bent knee or front knee is bent. Back leg is nice and strong. Face is relaxed. But everything else is strong and working here. Let's take that back arm. Right palm or left palm up. Let's lift this up. Proud warrior. Reverse warrior. Goodness. Reverse warrior right here. Very good. Let's take it back into proud warrior. So front knee is bent. Very nice. And we're going to take it into a triangle. So let's go ahead and release our front leg. Both of our legs are straight. Let's tilt our hips over. Up in that. And then let's go ahead and take ourselves down into our triangle. Feel free to use a block here. I love using blocks in triangle because it helps to open up that inner thigh even more. If you're like me and are tight in those hips, inner thighs. If you're not, then you have your hand on the shin, you've got it on your thigh, you've got it on the floor, but just not on your knee joints. You don't want it on your joints. We've got this nice triangle pose. Breathe. Good. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. Release our arms. Let's walk that back foot in. Heel toe, just twice. So we've narrowed our legs, and now we're going to take this narrow. Take our hands to prayer into our low back and turn our torso towards that front thigh. And we're going to take ourselves into a pyramid. Ooh. Nice pyramid right there. Ah, so both those legs are straight. We're getting this nice stretch in the front of that straight leg that's in front of us, the front of it, the back of it. Good. And from here, from this pyramid, we are going to work into our balance warrior three. So if that means that you're on your toe, or if that means you're lifting and lowering, or if that means that you are hinging and lifting, arms can be wherever you want them to be. But listen to your body. And remember, we want to do the same thing on the other side as what we're doing on this side. So if you know for certain on the other side that you can't go this far, just go as far as you know that you can go on the other side. Because we want to keep that balance. We want to keep the strength the same in both sides until that other side can catch up with your stronger side, if that's the case. Good, let's go ahead and hinge this here and take this into a standing staff pose. So lengthening up through those arms and legs. And then release this down. Let's inhale and lift. Exhale, dive it down and over. Nice standing forward fold. Ooh, enjoy the standing forward fold. Very good. Everything we just did, let's do it on the other side. So let's inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Bring hands to heart. Let's take our left leg back. Keep our left heel lifted. So we're in crescent on this other side. And let's go ahead and lift those arms up. Nice standing crescent. Woo. And then from here, let's open this into our nice proud warrior. warrior 3. Or no, just warrior 2. Warrior 2, warrior 2. Warrior 3 is our balance that we'll get to in a minute. Let's drop that back arm, take our palm up. Now peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. Good, back into that proud warrior. Release our front leg and triangle. We almost kept going. Let's triangle it down. So taking that hand right there to the block, or your hand to your shin, or your hand to your thigh. Remember, just not your knee joint. Ooh, this feels good. And breathe. And then let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. Release the arm, walk the back foot in, heel toe, twice. Let's take our hands to prayer at low back. Go ahead and turn that and pyramid. Ah, that wonderful stretch in that front leg. Very good. And then we're going to begin to work into our balance. So let's find, now we get to find that warrior 3. So finding that warrior 3, and again, same thing that you did on the other side, do it on this side so that you're working on that strength, building that strength. Equal strength on both sides. To prevent injury. Good, and let's go ahead and hinge this up into a half staff. A standing half staff. Yes. And then let's release that foot down to the floor. Good, a nice mountain pose. Let's lift this up, reach, inhale. And then exhale, dive it down and over. Let's take both feet back to top of plank. Very good, drop to our knees. Take ourselves back into our child's pose again. And this time, let's take our arms by our side. Our palms are facing up. Elbows dropping open off to the side. Ooh, yeah, that is good. And hands right by our knees. Let's press ourselves up. Go ahead and grab what you need for your final relaxation, because that's what we'll be moving into. So if you have an eye pillow, regular pillow, blankets, whatever you use for final relaxation. Let's take ourselves all the way onto our backs. And actually, let's do a little bit, one more hip opener. So let's bend our knees on our backs. Let's take our right ankle, place it onto our left thigh. And let's go ahead and push that inner thigh away. So pushing our right inner thigh away with our right hand. Open up that hip flexor into a nice piriformis, a nice figure 4. And breathing this here. While you are in this figure 4, let's go ahead and drop that over to one side. So I'm dropping over to the right side first. And then we're going to drop to the left. And it'll feel more awkward when we're going over to that, or actually it feels less awkward. I don't know, it feels more. But dropping over to the other side. And imagining that that foot is kind of glued to that thigh that's still. Good. Oh, bring that back to center. And then let's release that. Nice. Let's take our left ankle to our right thigh. Go ahead and press that inner left thigh away with that hand. There's that pressure point that's right there below the knee on that inner thigh where I was just like, oh, pressing. If you've ever used a foam roller and you've pressed there, wow. Good. And then let's go ahead and drop both of these legs over to the left. Again, you're imagining that that left ankle, left foot is glued to that right thigh. Bring this back to center and let's drop it over to the other side. So drop that over to the right. And again, still glued. You can feel that definitely in that hip joint. And then let's release that. Good. Let's lengthen through our legs towards one end of the room. reach through our fingers towards the other. If you've got that eye pillow, you can place that eye pillow over your eyes. And add an inch or two to your height here by reaching through those fingers, reaching through those toes, lengthening through those legs, lengthening through that torso, through that back. Really, really reach. Let's take a big deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. And begin to sink and settle, letting those feet fall open, arms open. Few moments of quiet to slow things down, slow the breathing down, slow the thoughts down, slow the heart rate down. You've worked hard. Relax your jaw, relax your face, release any tension in your jaw, in your face, in your neck, in your scalp, or wherever else you might be feeling tension. Recognizing and breathing into those spaces. And still relaxing, let's go ahead and bend at those knees and tuck that tailbone under so that the low back can be pressed into the floor. And then let's drop those knees, drop those legs over to one side. Take yourself onto your side for a breath or two here. Still relaxing. And nice and slowly, let's begin to rest ourselves up, bringing ourselves up into a seated pose that feels strong and supportive for you. So if that's simple cross leg, or if it's up on your, or if you're seated in a chair, wherever it feels best for you. But lengthening up through our spine, strong bodies. Let's inhale, sweep our arms up and bring our palms together. And go and exhale, eyes following our fingers. Take our chin to chest. Lift that head center, take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given the spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Big deep inhale. Exhale. And one more big deep breath, big deep inhale. And a big cleansing exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you